Hello everyone. In this video we will talk about SBI Clerk Mains. What should be your approach during the exam and what should be your right mindset or the right plan to execute in the actual exam. You can use the strategy in the couple of more mocks that you are going to give before the mains exam, and eventually you should use this approach to maximize your marks in the mains. A lot of you guys have commented on my previous video, and some of you have messaged me as well regarding this, and I have already written a very good answer on Quora about this SBI clerk mains, or simply mains exam. What should be in mains exam, what should be your approach? This is all is covered in this answer in very detailed manner. So I will also give the link of this answer in my description box. You can directly skip the video and read that as well. And if you want to really listen to me, you can listen to me as I am explaining this, right? So before starting the video, I want to tell you that you can directly connect with me on Instagram at Ravi Sharma 651, and we also have a Telegram channel, Champions of Ravi Sharma, in which you can go and join to receive positive vibes and keep yourself focused and all the updates which are important. So without further delay, let's start the video. In this, what I have written is that in mains, actually you do not have to score very high. Like if we talk about SBI Click Mains, if you are scoring like 110, then in any zone, in any category, you will be 100% sure out of 200 if you are scoring around 105 or 110, right? So last year what happened was I scored 87 marks and the cutoff for Rajasthan was 97. So I just of 4-5 days I have scored like 87 marks, and from that I found some positives. I really planned the next exams and cracked a few exams subsequently, right? So take this opportunity. Do not waste time. Even if you have 2-3 days left, you should give it your all. And let's start. So you do not need to score very high marks. Even if you are scoring like 50% or 55%, you are good to crack this exam, right? And one more thing, in SBI clerk mains, the level would be decent. It would not be very high, but it would be decent. So do not fear anything, do not be scared of anything. Just be fearless and be confident, and just believe in your abilities. If you believe in your abilities, no means can trouble you actually. So this is what I have written in the first 2-3 statements, that if you are this is actually about PO mains. So I have written here that if you are scoring like 20-25 marks above the actual cutoff, you are good to clear the PO exam as well, right? So let's not talk about PO mains but SBI clerk mains. That, see, you need to plan every subject. Like you have 4 subjects, right? English, mathematics, and reasoning, and the general awareness. So some of you must not be very strong in reasoning or quant. See, we all have some weakness. It is not to be ashamed of. You should admit that in some subject you are a bit on the weaker side, and in some you have strong points. So what you need to do is you need to maximize your scores in which areas you are strong in, right? So what happened was, before telling that, I want to tell you is that uh, expect that at least one of these two, reasoning or mathematics, would be slightly on the moderate to tough side, right? And one will be on the easier side. And English is just average or below average, and general awareness has no level. The level of general awareness totally depends on your preparation. So I hope that you have done some extra work in general awareness so that you can uh, nullify the less marks in one of these two, reasoning or maths, right, from general awareness. I would consider that we all have average English, and some of you might have very strong English, but I am talking about people like me who have not so good English. My English was decent. I would not say it was weak. I am considering yours same. So this is it, right? First thing is planning, that you should have in your mind that in this subject I cannot score very very high, but also do not stop believing in yourself that if average or below average paper comes, I will score good marks in the weaker subject as well. So what my actually advice for you all is that at least score 50 to 55 marks in maths and reasoning, right? Around 50 marks in maths and reasoning, and in English, if you can score 25 out of 40, I would say you are absolutely brilliant. I'm not talking about the level of the paper, but if you're scoring around 25, then you are good. You should not blame yourself. So it is the minimum requirement to clear the actual exam if you are not very very good at uh, maths and reasoning, right? So in English, there will be a lot of small passages which you have to cover. Make sure that you read fast. You read fast, and let's come to the subject wise strategy first. So in quantitative aptitude, what I have written is that 80% of the paper will be DI, right? 80% of the paper will be data interpretation, at least in the case of mains. Even PO, even in clerk mains, you will see that 60-70% will be DI, but that DI will not at all can trouble you, right? That DI cannot trouble you if your basics are strong, because in clerk level DIs are doable, and you should get confidence, because without any preparation I have scored 87, right? My general awareness score was just like 20 out of 50. The rest 67 marks I have scored in these three subjects only, right? So you can say that around 23 marks per subject. So I was able to score that much because the paper was not so tough. It will never be so tough. It will always be doable if you believe in yourself, right? So make sure in quantitative aptitude, first keep yourself calm and believe that it is easily possible to crack this section, right? And before just going and start from the first question, before doing that, first I would request you, first go through the entire paper in one go. Take 2-3 minutes and mark in your rough sheet that these question number like 25, 26 are so doable. Mark like this in 2-3 minutes. It would not take too much of your time, and I think, like, the if you want to really crack this quant, you need to be very selective, right? I have written this here, that it you need to learn the art of skipping the trap question. There will be questions which are meant to be not touched, and if you touch those questions, you will end up doing only those questions. You won't be qualifying if you do not identify the trap questions. Choosing the right question is the key in the mains, right? So what the third point here I have written is that find two sets of DI first which makes the most sense to you in that paper. See, DI will be doable and it will give you marks in bunch. So if you can really go and find a few DI sets which are doable and which are your strength, then go ahead and do them, right? Do them, fill the bag of your marks, right? And straight away solve them. What I have written else is that uh, if you think that the standalone questions apart from DI are easy nuts to crack, solve them quickly. If you can find that questions which are not belong to DI are easier, then you should straight away quickly finish them, because you have to collect marks from here and there to actually fill your bag of marks, which is very important, right? So what you see, my strategy is to score at least 30 marks in mains DI, sorry, quantitative aptitude. Because if you can 25 30, if even if you are decent, I can assure you that you can score 25 to 30 marks in quantitative aptitude. Even if you are decent, even if you are weak, you can also manage 15 to 20 marks easily, right? Because in clerk mains the quantitative aptitude will not be that tough. Solving 3 4 DIs here and there and a couple of questions from the standalone questions and you will be fine. Do not panic at that moment of time. Just try to find the right questions and skip the trap questions, right? Next is reasoning. See, puzzles are a bit lengthier in the mains, right? they can be they can trouble you actually if you start with puzzles. If you can solve a few questions from miscellaneous, then definitely you will be more confident to solve the puzzles, and puzzles will be solved quickly then quicker quickly quickly then if you are confident, right? And the confidence will come from the miscellaneous questions. And do not get afraid of any new pattern questions. See, there are no new patterns and all. The basics will remain same. If they are representing the plus minus with club and spades, that doesn't mean that the entire basics will change. These are just to check that if you can remain calm and composed at this pressure situation, right? So do not get afraid from the new kind of questions. They cannot trouble you. They will be slightly on the easier side, right? So even in the reasoning, first skim the entire paper. Skip if you come across any puzzle, and solve the questions which are, see, in the quantitative aptitude I have told you to not do the miscellaneous question first, but in reasoning I am recommending you to do the miscellaneous questions first. And the most important thing in maths and reasoning is that you do not have to stuck to any question for more than 5 minutes, right? That should be your line. You cannot afford to waste minutes more than 5 in the mains on any question, right? So make sure that you keep your mind open, and you keep yourself telling that there are more questions to do, and you should do those questions as well, right? So first finish the miscellaneous questions, and I want you to be very strong in coding, decoding, or this. There will be doable questions, I'm telling you. There will be a lot of doable questions, and you should be smart enough to find those questions, so that you can be you can be a good scorer in reasoning, right? And do not judge uh, what I have written, do not judge a puzzle by its length. Just tell yourself that I would read every sentence carefully. Yes, yes, yes. This sentence is very important that I have written over here. Just tell yourself that I would read every sentence carefully. I would note down all the hints neatly, and I would then set those hints in my solution. So these three steps are only involved in the puzzle solving. You need to read carefully, you need to write neatly, and then you need to set those hints very very quickly, or but with care, right? If you see some critical reasoning questions, if you are good at it, you must be having some idea about your accuracy in critical reasoning, so you should go ahead if you feel confident in those. This way you plan and score decent marks in this section, right? The third is that English. If you are an avid reader, you are going to have a gala time in the section. In this section, 60-70% of the paper will be reading comprehension only. So be a good reader. I if you have watched my videos in which I have discussed a detailed English strategy, if you haven't, you should watch that. In that, I have told you to become a good reader. I have always wanted you to be a good reader. I have always wanted you to be more focused on the comprehending abilities than the speed, because speed will improve gradually. You should uh, be more of a comprehending guy than a speed reading guy. If you can comprehend well, you will have a great time solving this section. So, and in this section, try to solve as many questions as possible, and also start with the grammar questions and solve them very 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 quickly, so that you can have a decent time left for the reading comprehension questions. Reading comprehension takes time. If you have more time, your accuracy will go high. But do not panic. Be calm. Keep yourself composed and contented at that moment of time, so that you can solve the reading comprehension effectively, right? So what I have written here is, I am reading it fast. First, do all the grammar questions as quickly as possible. Second, skim through the paper and prioritize your RCs. Right? So you do not need to solve right from the first RC. You just see how many RCs are there, and which RCs are doable, which are more doable. You should start from those RCs, right? And then at last solve the para jumble if you still have time, right? So make sure that out of 40 you can score like 25, and in clerk means 25 is not that high if you have a decent English, right? So last section is general awareness. General awareness. This is one of my favorite lines. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. So the more hours you have spent in uh, remembering or revising the general awareness, the less you will pain in the actual exam. So never guess until you are left with only two options. See, uh, there is there is there are two terms. One is risk and another one is calculated risk. If you are like blindly ticking any answer, then it is risk. This is foolish risk, I would say, right? So first is foolish risk, second is calculated risk. So try to eliminate one or two options or three options. Then if you are left with only two, then I would say that you should go with it. You should have a go for that question. Just guess it blindly. If you are left with two options, do not leave that question, I would say. That doesn't mean that you are blindly eliminating three options and then you are uh, just leaving yourself with two options and you are taking one. No, be calculative in your risk. And in the Scam 1992 web series which is going, there is a famous dialogue that risk hai to ishq hai. So if you are able to take risks, you will be getting rewards for sure, right? So this section is going to be your game changer. You have to score high in this to make it to the final list. See, if you are decent in the three and you are a strong player in general awareness, you will clear this exam. Even if you are decent in all, if we can take average of like 25 marks in these four subjects, it is of total 100. So it comes out to be 100, and 105 is just enough to crack SBI clerk mains. See, that doesn't mean that you have to target only 105 or 110. At least target 120, 25, so that at least you fall around 100. And it is not a guarantee that the cutoff will be 100. I am just saying this by looking at the past few years trend. So do not blame me if the cutoff goes like 150. So that is it. Very, very important things I have told you. In the last, I want to summarize that do not panic. First thing is do not panic. Second thing is that keep the plan in your mind ready, and make sure that you utilize, you implement, you execute that plan in the actual exam. You do not get yourself pressurized. You just focus on the process and just stick to your plan, and you will see that yes, even if you are a decent guy, you do not need to be very, very talented or very, very extraordinary guy to crack this exam. I'm telling you, even if you are a decent guy with good amount of hard work, then you can clear this exam, right? So have that belief in yourself, believe in your mind, and go ahead with your confidence in the actual exam. So do not panic. Give the next two mocks with the strategy that I have told you, and make sure that uh, you keep a smile on your face to get it done, right? Summing it up, if you plan well, keep yourself calm, composed, and believe in yourself, no mains can actually trouble you. So at least target like 50 marks in maths and reasoning, and 60 around 50-60 marks in the other two, right? You will be fine, and grab this opportunity and learn from this opportunity. Take positives from every day and see where you can excel and how you can actually go through this exam. Planning is very, very important. An average man with a plan can beat a genius without plan any day. So it is very important that you plan things well and you execute them well. That's it. And at last, it is important to remember that we all have magic inside us, and I call that magic faith. Faith is the magic, and that's it. Once again, if you want to reach out to me, Ravi Sharma 651 is my Instagram ID, and Champions of Ravi Sharma is our Telegram channel. I'm also putting this link, the link of this answer, in the description box, plus the other details of my Instagram or Telegram in the description box. Make sure that you like, share, comment if you have any doubt, and do not forget to press the bell icon. So have a great time. I don't think that I would make another video before SBI mains. Maybe if I get some time, I'll make one. But I wish you all the luck, and be confident, and try to find positive in every day, and believe in yourself. The ultimate line is believe in yourself. Things will surely make things will surely fall in place for you, right? So best wishes. Good luck.